And we got a minute, so you're in good shape.
Is it a short meeting or a long meeting?
Well, it depends on what
Okay,
Mr.
we are
Kaiser
live.
and Mr. Schneider do.
He already told me
Well-
he's limited on time, so.
We're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order, but we'll do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As may be seated.
Well, thanks, man.
Yep. Roll call. Everybody's here besides for Helen. She wanted to be here but could not. Yes, the first thing would be the approval of the minutes from the November 18th meeting. I know Paul had sent those to us. I didn't see anything wrong with them. I don't know about anybody else.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for November 18th, 2025.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes. All right, I guess the next thing we'll have is we'll allow the chief to come up and give his presentation so he can sneak off out of here.
Okay. I don't know if all of you guys have seen the quote that I gave Paul. That is our body camera, in-car camera system that we run currently. We signed the initial quote in 2020 at $198,884, which is a 5-year agreement. We pay once a year for 5 years. We are nearing the end of that and we will need to re-sign. I've been in negotiations with them. This is the final price that I've gotten from them, which is $208,240. It initially started at $259,000 is what it started at. Which comes out to be $44,808 per year for 5 years. So I'm asking for permission, funding in order to sign that contract. And my intentions are to come back for the first 3 years, for that first 3 years of funding and take it to our budget the following 2 years. So,
We've already got that allocated into the
The
TIF spending.
2025 TIF spending plan for 2026,
Okay.
there's money that's in there. I'm gonna ask you to do this in 2 motions. One is to approve the agreement with the police department to cover it for 3 years. Now, this first one would be the first of the 3 years, correct?
correct. Yeah, and that payment would actually not come out until February.
And so that's agreed to support it for 3 years
Mhm.
with the understanding that the police department needs to come back to the redevelopment commission towards the end of 2026 to request to be money in the 2027 TIF spending plan and
Gotcha.
carry that forward another year after that. The second motion will be a motion to approve the expenditure of the 44,808, which is year 1 of the agreement.
And signing this agreement allows us to update any and all equipment that goes bad, goes down. I mean, it's electronics. It does go down. We generally get something in replacement within a week. And then we'll turn around and they'll have it set up to where we can just issue it out. Guys log into it and it goes back out onto the road.
Nice.
So it's a lot less downtime.
Mhm.
We do have a backup body cam, that we keep in the office, for these situations, and just in case one does go down. But with this, it'll keep us under contract and it'll also make them give us new stuff if something breaks, essentially, so.
All right.
We'll say the chief worked very hard getting that price down with the comparable
Yeah, that was,
cities and cities around us.
that was a
what they
pain.
pay. But I think we're both confident this is the lowest we're gonna be able to get.
I say we know you appreciate that because you do no matter what it is, you've been negotiating extremely
Yeah,
hard for our favor on
yeah,
those things. Guess I'll make a motion to approve the the first 3 years of payment from the redevelopment commission. Yes, and can we do them both as one, or you want to do them separate?
Do them separate just for
Okay.
this.
Okay. 3-year commitment to that.
I'll second.
44,808 per year. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Passes. And then I will make a motion to pay the first 44,808 of year one of that out of the TIF spending.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And I'll
Chief.
be back next December to ask for the next year.
Jared, you might oppose that motion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it doesn't work that way, that's for sure. Do
Thanks
you
for
need that,
sir.
or that's our copy? Okay, good. All right,
Thank you, Chief.
Chief.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Next item on the agenda is a project we talked about in roundabout terms with OFS's Plan 18. This is actually the second part of the original one was the TIF bond that was done for the piece of equipment that went into the existing structure. We have Bill Kaiser here tonight representing OFS to talk a little bit about this this amending declaratory resolution that's in front of you. And essentially what it does is it's moving to the property. If you look at the aerial that's in there, it's looking at the property that's north of the existing Plan 18, say up to 19th Street in round terms, and then it includes property moving east to a good distance. And the goal is to capture qualified investments in real and personal property for repayment. Is that not correct, Bill?
Yes, it is.
And I'm going to let you, turn it over to you to let you address it or anything that you'd like to point out to the commission members.
Absolutely. Was this diagram?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So, just. So I'm on the record. Bill Kaiser here on behalf of OFS Brands with respect to the TIF bond and the expansion of Plan 18. Previously, OFS installed, a very sophisticated robotic machine in Plan 18. Spent about $25 million and, which was subject to a personal property TIF. Then spent another $6 or $7 million, which was not included in the TIF in connection with support structures, venting, air, and then some additional work on Plant 1 across the street in order to accommodate what they expected to be an increase in capacity running Plan 18. The good news is, in fact, that has been extremely successful. That machine, which was a German-made machine and took over a year to input, is now up and running. It is running first shift, getting ready to run second shift. OFS is running more and more product through that machine. In fact, what has happened is it's become so successful, they're coming back and they're going to expand this Plan 18 to the north. This first part of the expansion, which is 60,000 square feet, will primarily be taking board and other materials that'll run through that machine, stacking those materials, organizing those materials so that it is feeding that machine faster. The second part of it, which is about 120,000 square feet, which is phase 2, which will be directly north of the first phase, going further north of the property line, will actually be additional assembly. So what happens right now is a piece of board, the boards get stacked up, they go through the machine. That machine actually cuts each board into the precise components to make a chair or a piece of furniture. Those components then get put on a pallet and they get shipped to another facility, either across the street, Plant 1 or Plant 6, or to another facility, say Plant 5 or 13, and then they get assembled and then they get shipped out. It costs a little extra time to do that, and they're going to run out of capacity for assembly. So what they're doing, the plant, this other 120,000 square feet will actually be additional assembly. So what this all means in the long run is that for OFS, what we're asking here is that you know, in our declaration, or at least some of the thesis of that is this will be an additional investment of about 11.6 million dollars, which will include 9.6 million in additional real property improvements, $2 million in equipment. And then on phase two, an additional investment. So you're going to see a total of 11.6. The thing that's also important is that conservatively, the expectation is this will retain about 100 jobs and create about 25 additional new jobs. So what OFS has been doing as this plant's been coming on, they're slowly moving people around in the facilities. The other thing is going on in the background is, you remember, OFS lost plant 5, you know, when the winter tornado came through. It is spending, you know, about $16 million additional monies to reconfigure all of its facilities. And part of that reconfiguration is based on the output and the ability to increase the capacity in plant 18. So we're seeing is a significant investment by OFS, part of which we're talking about, part of which they're asking for assistance on. But I wanted this board to know and the city to know that separately OFS is investing in almost all of its other facilities, significant amount of money to reconfigure those facilities, which is really part of its long-term plan to increase its sales and its ability to continue to grow in the city of Huntingburg. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can about the piece that, one of the things, you know, is that, I mean, that is, the Menke family's made a long-term commitment, you know, to be a family-owned, locally owned company and to continue to, you know, be a significant employer and contributor to the city of Huntingburg and to Du Bois County. And all the plans that it's making right now really are plans for the next 25, 50 years. You know, these are facilities that will continue to serve its facility, its operations within the community. So.
The big thing to note is that there were other options, I'm sure, that they looked at, but this is their investment and their long-term commitment is to the city of Huntingburg in this case. It just isn't going somewhere else.
Yeah,
Here, I think that's a huge thing that we have to consider with this project.
you should know this, and I know it doesn't, because we don't talk about it very much, but OFS cannot produce all its product. And it currently has manufacturing, contract manufacturing in North Carolina with 3 other facilities. It's got contract manufacturing in Northern Indiana. It's contract manufacturing in Michigan. So it currently cannot produce all of its product. So, you know, one of the hopes is that it does have plans as it is able to increase its manufacturing capacity in Du Bois County and in Huntingburg. It will be bringing some of that manufacturing back. And its intention is to bring it back. It is more cost efficient for it to build in Huntingburg. It has more control building Huntingburg with respect to the inputs and the materials, raw materials it purchases, and also its ability to control how it gets shipped out. So it's not trans-shipped. So its long-term plan is, thank you, America, because sometimes we think, hey, all this is going on, but the fact of the matter is it cannot produce everything it sells here. So it wants to continue to do that, you know, both to take care of the community in which it is in, as well as increase the ability of the corporation to produce at a more efficient level. So
I think the work that you see that's already going out there is amazing. I drive past there just about every week, every Saturday when I'm on my way out to the recycling center. So it's amazing the progress we're seeing out there now. And then, of course, the ability of what we're going to continue to see out there is amazing. So,
And tonight's action by the redevelopment commission is actually step 1.
right.
Yeah.
There are a number of steps that
Yeah.
will happen between now and the end of January. You notice this was a declaratory resolution, so you know it's going to come back to you
Correct.
at your meeting in January in all likelihood. The plan commission is going to be involved in this, and then obviously the council will have a role in it on more than one occasion.
exactly right. We're at the beginning of the stages. I think the exciting part of that is that, you know, OFS is putting in this facility for facilities for the next 25 to 50 years. And that's really, I mean, for a company that is, you know, looking to grow you know, and is here and is making a major commitment. We're making a, you know, $12 million, at least this instance, a $12 million commitment. And on the backside, there's another $16 million that's ongoing right now in other facilities, and for this year and into next year. And their capital expenditure budget, you know, is primarily focused on Du Bois County, almost, you know, for the most part. So, both here and the equipment it's bringing. So, you know, you guys all know Hank. He's all about Huntingburg and
Yes.
what's going on, and he is instilling that in the next generation who are, you know, all also working through that manufacturing platform.
Any further questions for Bill? All right. Phil, do you need to address anything on this part?
Just briefly, in case you have questions procedurally, what's going on. Of course, this has to do with the Industrial Park West Economic Development Area that was created back in 1996. And when it was originally created, it had a set of projects and plans that were going to be accomplished in that economic development area. That plan was eventually amended subsequently on a couple of occasions to include the most recent equipment purchase that was done 2 years ago or whatever. Yeah. But now you're being asked to amend the plan one more time. The allocation area that was set up expires in January of 26. So this resolution you're looking at would propose to create a new allocation area with a base assessment value of January 1, 2025, this past January, to capture any incremental increases in assessed valuation that occurs after January 1, 2025. So that increment can be captured. It's intended that that increment be captured in both in real property improvements and in depreciable manufacturing equipment, and used to pay the debt service on an economic development bond, the proceeds of which will be used to finance the construction and the improvements. The same procedure you went through with 2 years ago when they bought the $16 million piece of equipment. So that's what this declaratory resolution will do. It needs to go before the Plan Commission after you adopt it. The Plan Commission has to determine that it's consistent with the comprehensive plan and make a recommendation to the council to approve it. The council then approves it. Then it comes back to you for a public hearing. And after the public hearing, you have an opportunity to finally pass a confirmatory resolution confirming the establishment of this allocation area. Subsequent to that, then there'll be public hearings and actions by the Economic Development Commission for the issuance of bonds that this increment will be captured to serve. So that's the process.
Did you say how long it would?
It'd be a 25-year
25 year,
allocation
okay, all right.
designation, yeah.
I thought you said,
Which is the standard.
Yeah.
right, yeah, it is standard, that's right.
It's hard to believe that allocation area is already
Yeah,
expiring.
any other questions from anybody? Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Second on
That was Jamie. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Here we go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you both for being here and explaining that stuff to us.
Neither of us were carrying a gun, so I didn't feel like that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we know enough that's going on that it's amazing the investment that we are seeing out there, and no different than what Farbest did a few years ago as well. So it's nice that this is continuing to happen for us here.
And I will, in the morning, once we collect signatures tonight, I'll scan it and I'll get a copy of the amended declaratory to you and Sandy first thing in the morning.
Make sure I get one. I don't have the exhibits.
Okay,
so
all right, I'll get a copy of that.
Don't forget about Phil.
Oh,
All right. I guess now would be claims.
well, we need to go ahead and collect signatures.
Okay, we can do
on
that real
this
quick.
one. And
Okay. We're okay without having Helen?
yeah,
Okay.
we're okay. We've got our Angelica secretary, so
Okay.
we should be fine.
Oops. Joe, remember you're vice president.
This year.
This year. Yeah, we might try to make him president.
Should I sign here too?
No, I don't think she has to sign where the attest is, does she?
No.
Okay.
Well,
You
yeah,
can
she
s-
probably ought to.
Okay. Can she,
As she's secretary,
can she attest? No, she wouldn't be able to attest to that, would she? She's attest.
Phil, legal question for you on the signatures on the resolution. Angelica signed it, but she's also the secretary. Can she do the attest on it?
Okay.
Sign as a member, and then attest and stuff like that.
Just wanna
Okay,
make sure.
all right. Want to make sure on that piece.
Just remind you, this is the one that'll, this is the only one of them. to get
Only
signed
one of
by
them to get
everybody,
signed
so-
by everybody. Okay. Handle that. All right. Here you go. I'll let you put it back in order
right.
since I messed it up.
No.
Somebody's got to say it.
Docket claims before you tonight are in the amount of $534,417.31. And,
It's a big one.
end of the year usually is.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody wants to look at the individual claims, don't take them apart, but I will pass them down.
What's this finalizing the senior center and,
Yes.
okay. All right. I'll make a motion to accept the docket of $534,417.31.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Opposed? We'll keep that one out. And then, probably should have let you guys look at that before I did that. And then we have a non-docket with $240,657.55. Just reimbursement back into the general fund, correct?
Yes.
So again, part of that senior center, other things like that.
I'll make a motion.
A motion from Jamie,
I'll second.
second from Angelica. All those in favor? Opposed? Passes. All right, today is the 16th. Here you go.
Good only one.
Yeah, there's only one there that needs to be signed. Please do not take that apart either.
Every meeting.
We'll try our best.
Yeah, we had
to
a
not
bunch
take it
of them
apart.
that night. It's kind of, it'd be kind of like.
Yeah.
I think that's everything on that part. I think our next meeting will be January 20th. Unless something needs to be done sooner than that for,
Yeah, I'm not aware of anything, and Tom and I have talked a
Okay.
little bit today. We're not aware of anything that requires a special meeting.
okay,
Reminder, your January meeting is also going to be your organizational meeting, so election of officers will be on that agenda.
good time to be politicking for who wants to be president.
Second.
Second.
Enticed by Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can tell you some
Political favors?
political favors with some Girl Scout cookies. Any public input, questions, discussion? Mayor, we know you're here today.
No, I just said, I think we've done so much, this year, through the RDC funding and, we've had TIFs expiring, a lot of stuff happening and, needed support for, first responders or needs some inventory and a senior center. We've seen those things have kept us going with the SCBA's. And the nice thing about that with the SCBA's and fire departments is that those that were no longer able to sustain our department or sustaining another department within this county.
That's right.
And we were able to pass those on. We have a senior center that's at least 10 years waiting, 11 years actually. 2014 was proposed that location that now is being built, based upon your support of that. Our police is now, they've got the body armor, they've got other, everything has been safety related. We put it to, there've been zero salaries paid out of this. Everything's been sustainable and safety oriented. It's huge, so I appreciate the support that you've had of our departments.
I think back to the radios in particular, of us doing the radios and getting those so they have the ability to be able to walk into the schools that sometimes are questionable on having,
One radio.
of how it works for your phone. You know, we know how cell service works in those places. Knowing that these radios can work and be part of the system is good. So I think that's a nice positive thing. Again, it's all been in safety, so
Yeah.
it's great.
Sure. One of the big positive things about the radios too is you can't, they miss the message, you have it, it does transcribe everything back to them.
Well, that's
So
nice.
It is something that they have utilized a lot, especially when maybe some issues with transmissions from the 911 area. Correct. That information is saved where they can grab it. At emergency situations, it's gonna be very helpful.
Yeah, and I think those other the old radios have been utilized as well, to a certain degree.
They're not even being serviced.
Yeah, they're not in service, but they're able to use them for some other pieces that are being used by multiple
Thank you
organizations.
all for considering everything.
All right, need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Angelica.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Actual time, 5:42.
Done better than I thought we were. Now you just gotta learn how to hit the off button.
Red.
The red one?
This is the red button? No, don't hit the red one.
Nope.
The red button, the things we're always worried about.
Let me see if I can figure this out.
That won't, it'll still be live.
No, yeah, we don't want that.